It's Jeff Woods, host of the Legends of Classic Rock, and this is the Lessons of Classic Rock with Drew Stefani.
How you doing? Welcome to another edition of Lessons of Classic Rock on 945thebull.ca. I'm Drew. So last week we did the Rolling Stones' Satisfaction. Pretty easy one. That's definitely a good one for you beginners to get started on. And it explains three very important major chords, your E, your A, and your D. And showed you a cool little riff too. Very simple riff to play, very simple song. Then again, keep in mind it was written back in the 60s, right? Early 60s. So for every Rolling Stones, there has to be a Beatles. So I thought we could do Helter Skelter from the White Album from the Beatles this week. Pretty easy song again. Very few chords, but it's very good for you considering that last week's episode with the Rolling Stones showing you the E major, the A, and the D, Helter Skelter is a good follow-up because there's a lot of major chords as well, especially in the key of E, which was the key that Satisfaction was in. So this riff to Helter Skelter starts like this. It's your two bottom strings, your E and your B. So you take your B string and you put your index finger down onto the 3rd fret like so, and you just go. Immediately after that, you follow it up and just simply go to the 2nd fret, same pattern. And the follow-up, yeah, you guessed it, the 1st fret. So, we'll do it real slow. Now you're saying, what's that chord? You finished it off with a chord that I don't recognize. Well, let me explain it to you. It ends on a G, G major. So you take your index finger, you put it on the 2nd fret A string, you take your favorite finger, and you put it onto your 3rd fret E string, and then you bar the last 2 strings with your, well, the only finger that's left other than your baby finger, if that makes any sense. And if I'm confusing you, I'm really sorry. I was born confused. That's a G chord. So let's go through it one more time. Then immediately, the verse is just one chord, and it's E minor. You did E major last week, remember that one? This is E minor. The only difference, you're not putting your index finger onto your 1st fret G string. You're just doing these two. So, kind of like that. Just bash the hell out of the E. If you want to spice it up, you could also throw in an E7. I like to do that if there's another guitar player bashing on the E. E7 goes like this. I call them the Hendrix chord because all the Hendrix songs go. Very funky sound, the E7. So what you do is you go to your 6th fret, G string, then you take your favorite finger, you put that onto the 7th fret, A string, take your 3rd finger and you put that onto your G on the 7th fret, your G string, your 3rd string from the bottom, and then you take your pinky and you throw it onto the 8th fret E string like so. For the chorus, it's simply in A. And it's the blues shuffle that we showed you in episode 1, Rock and Roll. And then it follows up with the riff. So you go. And then to E. Back to the A. And to E. For the sake of sanity, I will play you that riff very slowly, in the A and the E. And then you go back immediately into the opening riff, which is... Let's just go back into the beginning, and I'll take you through the entire song. So it starts off... And that's Helter Skelter by the Beatles. Now, if you felt like doing a guitar solo, well, that's another lesson. If you have any questions or comments, send them off to me at Stefani at 945thebull.ca. Nasty or nice, we take it all. And thanks for watching the Lessons of Classic Rock. So let's just go, Ralph.